Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Superior Shelby, and welcome to my live. Okay, if you are just coming in, welcome. All right, and obviously, if you are watching this pre-recorded, thanks for watching. All right, so this pre-recorded or this actual live, we're actually going to go over the top 5 reasons why small businesses don't get funded in grants. Okay, and grants is something that you can do. All right, a lot of people are like, oh, grants, or some people feel like grants may not be an actual thing. But it's an actual real life thing, and I'm a real life testimony, okay? So I got into grants because I had this business once before. I was actually in the trucking industry, okay? And unfortunately, things happened, all right, financially, and obviously the pandemic me and my ex, we could not afford it anymore. So I started applying for grants, and lo and behold, I actually got approved for my first $10,000 grant opportunity, okay? And within that year, before you know it, before the end of that year, I actually got approved for $30,000 total in grants, okay? So I've been writing grants myself and getting approved for grants for a while, and I've been writing grants for my clients for a while now as well. And I can tell you that here are the top 5 reasons, okay? The top 5 reasons why most small businesses do not get grant opportunities, okay? Remember, keep in mind, grants do not go by your personal credit. So you don't have to have good personal credit in order for you to get approved for a grant. That's neither here or there. You don't have to worry about your personal information being within the liability, right? Because you don't have to use your name, date of birth, address, or social. None of that stuff. This is not a loan, line of credit, or a credit card. This is grants. Think of grants like a competition or like a school scholarship, okay? How the process works is you put in the application for the grant opportunity. The grantors review the application, and then they will let you know via email if you were selected for that opportunity. And usually they do that like either 30 days after the deadline date or so, okay, within that time frame. Or they will actually let you know, hey, on this date, be present because we're going to let you know if you were selected, okay? They will actually email you right after you submit your application with an email confirmation regarding your application submission, okay? So that's how the grant writing process works. Whether it's a government grant, okay, it can be a nonprofit grant, it can be an industry specific grant, it can be any of these grants I talk about. That is how the grant writing process. Okay, so sorry about that. Ugh, I have a live and I'm already getting like calls. So, moving forward. So with that being said, now that you guys know exactly what grants are, all right, so let's talk about the reasons for why a lot of businesses don't get grants, okay? So the number one reason why most small businesses don't get grants, okay, is because they don't apply for the right opportunity, okay? That's the number one reason. And what I can tell you is that when people are applying for these grants, some of these business opportunities, especially when you're like on TikTok or you're on social media, right, and you see somebody say, hey, apply for this grant, a lot of business owners are just applying for any opportunity and not really reading the actual description. Each grant opportunity has a terms and conditions, and it also has a eligibility requirement, okay? It's usually a hyperlink somewhere, and you want to click on that hyperlink and read the description of the grant and make sure it literally mirrors your company's description, right? Make sure you are the perfect candidate for that opportunity. You don't want to waste your time, and you don't want to waste the grantor's time either, okay? So that's number one. Make sure you are applying for opportunities that serve in your favor. If you own a trucking company, but you are applying for a grant through Hello Alice that's specifically for restaurants, don't apply for it, right? It doesn't make any sense. If you are, a male-owned business, 100% owned, male-owned business, but you see there's another opportunity and it's specifically for women of color or something like that, obviously you're not going to apply for it, right? Okay, so that's number one. Now, number two, Number 2 is that businesses do not have a business plan. All right. I cannot stress this enough, but a business plan is well needed when you are applying for grant opportunities. Grantors want to know the reasons for why they should fund your business. How are you going to, you know what I mean? Like ask for money and you don't even have your actual, like, you know what I mean? Like you don't have an actual plan. So that doesn't make any sense, right? So you got to have an actual business plan put together. Now your business plan actually needs to have like your executive summary, right? It needs to have like what your like competitive summary is, all of that stuff. Okay. It needs to have all of that in there. And it also needs to have a profit plan. Okay. So your business plan. All right. And I actually have a video out on YouTube on actually discussing what an actual business plan or a good business plan looks like. Okay. If you don't have a business plan, you can text #business to 305-686-0781. All right. I post it everywhere. It's in the bio of my Instagram. And you can always have someone on my team write your business plan for you. On my website, I actually have all of my, like, all these reviews and stuff that say, you know, how good my business plans are. Okay. So you can always hire us to do a business plan for you, but that's number 2. You need to have a business plan. All right. Number 3, I would say is time. Okay. Most small businesses don't have the time to sit down and actually apply or, apply for these opportunities and search for them. Right. So the issue with that is that a lot of these grant opportunities, they really do take a lot of time, like a lot of time. Like one opportunity that I actually just recently talked about, it took me a whole hour to actually apply for that grant. Okay. So grants can take time. And I would say that's like the third reason why most small businesses don't get approved, because they don't have the time to sit there and actually apply for grants, which is why I offer that service. Okay. Number four, I would say the reason why is also because a lot of you guys don't have things like a logo. Okay, believe it or not having a logo or a website can actually decrease your approval odds with grants. Okay, so you want to have a website, at least the domain. The domain would be like the address, so the www.yourbusinessname.com. Okay. You want to have that, and then you also want to have the logo. Now, there's so many apps and so many artificial intelligence out here that they will actually create like an actual logo for you, something really quick. You can use canva.com. Okay, Canva is like the #1 with creating any type of like digital creativity, right? Posts and all kind of stuff. So you can use canva.com to create just a quick logo just for, any grant opportunities out there. All right. So that would be number 4. They don't have a logo and a website, right? And number five, I would say is that most small businesses, when you guys are applying for grants, and then when you do get approved for a grant opportunity, or even if you in the process of getting approved for an opportunity, a lot of the times is how the grantor corresponds is via email. And so if you are using an email that is old, that is not the business email, that is just like, has a lot going on, right? Then you will not actually get the email that you're looking for. Okay. So what I advise is that you actually create a whole total separate email specifically for grants. Okay. You can still actually, and especially if you use like GoDaddy or if you use Workspace, Google Workspace, I have Google Workspace. You can go in to your admin console and you can actually like create a actual, grant specific email. So you can put grants@yourbusinessname.com, right? If you are using GoDaddy or Microsoft 365 or Microsoft for Office for your actual email, business email, you can still log into your admin and create a grant specific email. That way you can track each grantor's correspondence, okay? Because you want to track that. A lot of the times, like number 5, like I'm saying, the 5th reason why most small businesses don't get approved or they don't move forward to the next steps is because they don't know, right? Because they don't have they don't go through their emails as well. And if you guys are using emails where you have so much going on, in that email, you got coupons, okay, you got flights, you got this, you got that, you got receipts, okay, if you got all that stuff going on in your email, then it's a challenge for you to actually see or know if the grantors are actually choosing you or not, okay? So you want to make sure you create a grant specific email so that way it'll be easier for you to track your correspondence from the grantors, okay? So just to give you reassurance on what I said, all right? Number one reason, obviously, or just to go back, what we just talked about is the top 5 reasons for why, small businesses don't have, get grant opportunities, okay? We went over the reasons for why, which is the last one was, we went over not having a business plan, right? We went over people not having the time to do them. We went over the number 1 reason was applying for them, when you're applying for them, the descriptions, not reading the descriptions, not having a logo or a website. And then last but not least, not having a grant specific email. So that way you can track your correspondence. Okay. So you want to make sure you have all of that together before you start applying for grants. So that way you can make sure you are doing your due diligence. Okay. Staying on top of it. It's free money. All right. It's not easy money to get at all, but it's definitely worth the gamble. Okay. It's worth giving it a try. There's some grant opportunities out here. I'm talking these new grants for August is crazy. They're giving out so many $100,000 opportunities, $30,000 opportunities, but they do want you guys to pitch. So you're going to have to start getting used to actually talking about your business more and delivering that message in the most clear and concise way possible, aside from your business plan, right? Okay, so I hope this video helps you. I'm going to post it so that way you guys can have all of the tips and the top 5 reasons for why most small businesses don't get approved for grants, okay? If you guys want somebody professional to apply for grants for you, text #grants to 305-686-0781. So that way my team, all right, can actually search and apply for grants for you, all right? And also, I offer a business funding strategy call where we always talk about all the funding strategies that you actually tried. And we dive deep into what the necessary steps you need to take in order to be a fundable business for grants, lines of credit, loans, credit cards, and more. Okay, so I do offer what's called a business funding strategy call. So I'll put that link, in the description once I drop this live. Okay, but until next time, I'll see y'all soon. I'm gonna head to YouTube. I love you. Peace.